So we're live. It's 11:30 p.m. and unless you're watching this on archive and then we're not live, we were. I promise you, we were live at 11:30 p.m.
Actually on time for live viewers. My God.
Yeah, we are actually live. Yeah, for once on time, like Ashley just alluded to.
Whoa, look at that.
Sir Owen Disney here, alongside Ashley and Mr. Entertainment, Aaron, and we're going to talk about last night's, or in this case, depending on when you're watching this, 30 minutes ago, basically, or 15 minutes ago to be more specific, Raw just ended. So we're going to talk about the events of what happened in Indianapolis, Indiana on... Nice reverb there. Good job, Owen. You're smart. So, I forgot...
It needs build-up and hype.
I forgot to mute the video before I put it in there, so that's the reason why you heard, like, the reverb.
You done goofed.
Oh, well. That happens sometimes. That's what happens live television. So, we're going to talk about Raw. We're 4 weeks away from Battleground.
This is television? Oh, shit, yeah. We can't swear.
The joys of internet live radio. There you go. We'll go with that.
The joys of YouTube before we probably get false flag for no reason.
Nah, we'll be fine, just as long as I don't post the wrong thing. We're good to go. So, real quick before we get started, Ashley, I'm aware that you watched the pre-show?
Yeah.
Aaron, you watched the pre-show again?
Yes, as always.
Tell me a little more about what happened.
Well, David Otunga flaunted, what's the word? Touted that he's a Harvard lawyer, as every week. Corey Graves, little bizarre fashion. Scott Stanford acting like a newscaster, which, it's great, like his delivery.
Corey was trying to be Ziggler. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah, I didn't think it like that. Yeah, that's true. We're recapping Brock Lesnar, what had happened a few months ago, because wrestling fans never forget. So I'm glad that we replayed the video package.
Kane's 2-week notice. Wrestling fans never forget.
God, here we go again.
I'll take the blame. I brought it on.
It's not the only thing we're getting reverb from the last couple weeks. Mark my words.
I bet, but unless Ashley's got something else to say about the Raw pre-show, not really. It's never really a packed show. I mean, it's just a show to kind of hype you up about Raw. But I always watch it.
There's not a point in watching it because every single video thing that they showed in the pre-show, they showed on Raw. It literally is a case of, oh, here's some extra content you won't get. No, it's just 3 blokes talking in a green screen in Stamford, Connecticut. Although I did like the cameo that we got from the green screen towards the end of this week's show. But we'll get to that later.
Yes, we certainly will. And basically we're going to talk about what happened on the show, since now we're talking about the actual Raw show and not just the pre-show. I'll be honest with you guys, I never watch the pre-show for Raw. I usually watch it for the pay-per-views because obviously there's matches that take place. If they gave me a bonus match on the pre-show for Raw, I would tune in because of that. But if it's just going to be talky time, what's the point? I'll just hear it like 1,000 times during the show anyway.
Yeah, well, last week's Raw pre-show, if any of us watched, I know I watched it. It was from Cleveland. Yeah,
it was. A interesting show, given the fact that, of course, the pay-per-view, sadly, was in Columbus the night before, and maybe next time we'll get to go. Hopefully it will.
Yeah.
So, Brock and Paul Heyman come out. Brock's wearing a Suplex City shirt for Indianapolis this week, which basically means you can buy your Suplex City shirt every single venue that Brock Lesnar is going to be at.
Bad luck, Washington, D.C. By the way, tickets are still available.
Premium seats are still available for Monday Night Raw next week in Washington, D.C.
When do you ever hear that? That's rare.
Yeah, we talked about that. We were chatting off camera before we went live tonight. When it comes down to it, yeah, you don't see WWF shilling for tickets for Raw a week in advance.
WWF, get the F out. Get the F out.
Okay, no.
Get the F out.
That's a good way to say it. You saw WWF shill for tickets like that. You've never seen WWE do that.
I want to see pandas fight each other. Come on.
I think PETA has a problem with that.
What about Paul and Mary?
Maybe. We'll go with that.
Okay.
So, basically, if you go to a live event that Brock Lesnar is a part of, you'll get a Suplex City shirt for your town. I'm curious what it's going to be the nights that they're not in a venue that has Brock Lesnar. Will they sell the Suplex City shirt by itself, or will they sell it for another city? I don't think they would go that direction. Maybe they'll specially make them.
I can't wait for the Suplex City Tokyo Japan shirt in a couple of weeks.
Oh. Could you imagine if it said Suplex City and had Japanese writing Suplex City underneath?
Yeah.
So, anyway, we'll go with that. This is the official start and the official return of Brock Lesnar to television, because he was suspended the night after WrestleMania by F5ing a guy who really was not Wes Briscoe and roughing up JBL and Michael Cole. Doing what everybody wanted to do to JBL and Michael Cole.
And Booker T, but nobody cares about him because he's busy on Tough Enough, apparently.
Yeah, he's busy on Tough Enough, and now we're not supposed to remember that he was on television either.
He's definitely now no longer in my Fave 5. I'll tell you that.
Yes, I can dig that.
Oh, come on, dog. Come on, dog. Come on.
Okay, dude, seriously, like best Randy Jackson impersonation in professional wrestling. Legit.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, God. You got Booker T as Randy Jackson, and obviously we've got Greg Hamilton as Simon Cowell, so it works perfectly. Seacrest, not Simon Cowell.
Yeah.
Ryan Seacrest, because obviously, if you don't understand the reference, Greg Hamilton is Ryan Seacrest. So, put 2 and 2 together, you'll get...
I don't know why. We'll reveal it after this break. Oh!
And when we come back, chinlock. Because that's how we do. All right, so this has started off well and woke me up. Good job, guys. Thanks.
So far, we sound more invigorated than they did for the entirety of Raw. So this is going good.
I sounded like death when we were doing that. I was like, I'm so tired. I gotta work at 10 a.m. tomorrow, and I don't like it. It's just, oh my God. But I have a commitment to you guys to do these podcasts. Just like we're going to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning on July 4th.
I can't believe they aired that was basically the official promo spot, I believe, or the official advertisement nonetheless, because it had the start time for the event. I still can't believe they're going to just air it at 5:30. We're going to watch it, but who else is going to watch it? It's going to.
I want to know how many viewers we're going to get for that podcast when it's over.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. A lot of
it's breakfast viewing. We're going to have to not swear. Shit.
I don't swear when I'm on these videos, so there you go. Unless I have to say ass, because that's what happens.
This is why me and Aaron have to, we'll have to get the swear filter from Inside Out and just get a bleep machine. This is.
Can I say that curse word now? So basically, as we continue, they want Brock to apologize. And if he doesn't apologize, bye-bye title shot and bye-bye coming back to the company.
Ooh.
So Brock exits the ring. He shakes hands with JBL. And then he walks over to Michael Cole. And I think Cole had a Heidenreich flashback.
Yeah, like his face was just like, oh, no, please, Brock, I don't know. It was really funny.
He's like, sir, my underwear are already pre-cut. You can just tear them rather easily. Going back to like junior high, basically. So he backs up, and the great thing is you're supposed to shake hands. What does he do? He shakes hands with Michael Cole. He pulls him into a headlock and basically noogies him. Yay. And then pretty much tosses him back in the chair. He's like, we cool? He's like, yeah, we're fine. It's okay.
Hey, Cole, just don't make any more mistakes this week, huh?
Oh, he does. Spoiler alert. But I'm sure you're not surprised. So, yeah, it's funny because Heyman is going to apologize for what Brock Lesnar is going to do to Seth Rollins at Battleground. He's been protected since day one, from starting out in NXT to winning the NXT Championship, being the first ever NXT champion, to his run in the Shield and being protected from day one. The Authority have decided they need to sacrifice the so-called future to the Conqueror because that's what's beast for business. And pretty much gives Seth Rollins a all-expense-paid one-way ticket to Suplex City, bitch.
Bitch. I like how they showed it in the replay. Like, they said earlier on in the show this happened, and they just immediately cut off Paul Heyman from that clip of saying bitch.
Of course they did. But here's the conundrum here. Okay, so when your commentary team is made up of people that most people don't like, and justifiably so, what it all boils down to the fact that anything they say is going to look really, I can't use the word nerdy, but it's going to look less desirable to root for. Like, they started Fandangoing, and what happened? It screwed it completely. And now they're like, Suplex City again. And now it's like, you're not making this fun anymore. This isn't going to be fun. But I will say kudos to Kevin Owens on NXT last week when he had Samoa Joe in a rear chinlock, and he yells out Chinlock City. And got the crowd to chant Chinlock City with him. Like I said, it's the little things, putting the seeds in for that rumored match at SummerSlam against Brock.
I didn't even, so, we could get that match sooner than we think, and that's a huge marquee matchup for SummerSlam when we thought going into SummerSlam was going to be Rollins versus Lesnar. So now the timing of Rollins versus Lesnar is obviously for people to really purchase the WWE Network exclusively to see Battleground instead of having that match at SummerSlam.
I really think that Lesnar and Owens is going to happen at SummerSlam at this point, and I welcome it. I welcome our new overlords, without a doubt.
Oh, yeah.
And real quick, before we continue on this, I do want to be remiss and mention something that unfortunately happened. I found out about, recently. There was another passing in the world of professional wrestling as the other Nature Boy, Buddy Landell, passed away today. He was in a vehicle accident, and he pretty much died from complications. That's what is being said now. If you don't know anything about the Nature Boy Buddy Landell, he did have a Nature Boy versus Nature Boy match against Ric Flair. He also was a part of the WWF NWA angle, and he had a really awesome corkscrew elbow drop. So, yeah, I definitely wanted to mention that real quick before we go any further in the podcast.
I had no idea because, Twitter has not been really notifying me lately of the accounts that I turned on notifications for, so I had no idea that happened today. And that must be tough for Ric Flair. If Ric Flair knows about that today, losing Dusty Rhodes and now losing him, that's pretty tough for him in 2 weeks.
Yeah, apparently he was supposed to win the NWA World Heavyweight Championship in 1985, but had a falling out with Jim Crockett.
Oh.
Which is rather interesting. I mean, he was managed by Andy Kaufman in the territories. He also worked in Smoky Mountain. He was Smoky Mountain World Heavyweight Champion. He was the television champion for Smoky Mountain. Him and Shawn Michaels set a house record at the Knoxville Coliseum. I mean, and a match that I remember against Brian Pillman in WCW. So, yeah, he basically worked color commentary in 2005 in NWA Rocky Top, and that was the last time that he did anything with the wrestling industry before being inducted into the Legends Pro Hall of Fame in 2011. So,
do you and most fans is he considered to be a member of the WWE history? So that way they could have paid tribute to him tonight.
They could have potentially because he's had matches against Bob Holly and Matt Hardy. And like I said, that match against Shawn Michaels that stole the show during the WWF versus Smoky Mountain Wrestling supercard they did in Knoxville. But he is part of the mantra of WWF, but I don't know if they found out early enough to say anything. Late enough in this case, not early enough.
Or possibly his death isn't significant enough considering what they've just come off of.
Yeah, I can understand that too.
Because, if they
let's be honest, there's probably a pro wrestler that dies every week.
Yeah, unfortunately. It's
Yeah.
it's a tough business we work in, honestly, it really is.
It is, because if they show the graphic tonight for him, then it would kind of make the fans like me think like, oh, are we gonna pay tribute to a dead person every week?
I would not be completely surprised if they don't say something on SmackDown this week.
Yeah,
It wouldn't shock me at this rate.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if JBL did like a side mention even in the commentary.
Yeah.
With it.
But
somebody doing a move akin to such and such or whatever.
Yeah, seeing the corkscrew elbow drop, I mean, it's a pretty awesome move. So, I mean, it's a slight move. It's a basic move, but sometimes basic moves, like, work the best. And, yeah, I definitely wanted to throw a mention to the passing of Nature Boy Buddy Landell before we get furthermore into this podcast. So, yeah, we end up going into our next match. DC tickets for Raw still on sale, by the way.
Yeah, they're still on sale, ladies and gentlemen.
They're still on sale right now. If you want to get a 4-pack of tickets right now, you can end up in the upper nosebleed section for you and your family. If you want to watch Monday Night Raw, just watch the Tron or the big giant television that's high above the arena, because you're not going to be watching the ring, because it's basically going to look like little ants.
But spoiler, NXT tickets sell faster.
Yeah, they do, without a doubt.
And they've never been to Washington, D.C.
God, unfortunately there will be no Batista on this show because obviously he's got other things more important to do at this time right now.
You mean Blue Tista?
Yeah. Well,
Ink's Tista, isn't it, at the minute?
Yeah, pretty much.
Ink's Tista.
So we get Dean Ambrose and Kane next. I really wanted to see this.
At least it's not Randy Orton versus Kane or anybody else that we didn't want to see Kane against.
No Randy Orton this week either.
Yeah, where was that man?
No Randy Orton this week. Makes me think he has to be on SmackDown this week.
Facing Sheamus. Just kidding.
No. It's announced Sheamus and Dolph Ziggler for SmackDown. That was announced later on in the show.
Oh, yes. I have... Well, can I give my thoughts on that real quick?
Sure.
Okay. So, to me, it just seems like, Dolph Ziggler versus Sheamus. We've seen that before. It's a great feud, but now it just seems like, okay, is Dolph Ziggler involved in 2 feuds? Rusev and Dolph Ziggler.
Well, considering Rusev can't work right now because he's hurt, they got to do something.
Yeah. No, they can't do much with Rusev. Which they are because he's still on TV every week, which is great. I wish they could do that with Daniel Bryan, but they got other plans for him. They're tough enough. I just thought of that. It's just to me it's just kind of confusing. I mean, Dolph Ziggler and Sheamus is always a great hard hitting match. Probably see blood in that match.
I'm almost positive we will, unless they edited it out because it is a taped SmackDown.
Yeah. Gonna open that up.
So yeah, this pretty much ends real quick when he's setting up for the Dirty Deeds version 2. Rollins' music hits. He comes out. This distracts Ambrose momentarily for the choke slam. Counter, ducks the clothesline. He tope, but he hits Rollins on the floor. Ambrose heads up top, and Seth grabs his foot, but he gets kicked off to the floor. Kane grabs him and choke slams him off the top rope, and the first time I've seen that outside of a video game since the early 2000s, and gets the 3 count. So Kane wins. Kane won by pinfall tonight. And someone else won by pinfall tonight that should have won all along, but has been losing a lot. But we'll talk about that in a couple segments.
Well, I guess technically Dean Ambrose might have won via pinfall on Renee Young, considering how she wasn't on the show.
Yeah, no Renee tonight. Yeah, I saw that.
I thought there was no Renee because I didn't see the person holding the mic where there was an interview, the only interview of the whole night.
Yeah.
It was JoJo.
Oh, JoJo. Well, I'm always happy to see JoJo.
I know you are. That's the reason why that blows my mind that you didn't even notice that.
No Renee. Yeah, no, because I guess I had walked in when I didn't hear. I was brushing my teeth. I didn't hear who was interviewing. I just saw a hand. I'm like, I'm assuming it's Renee.
Real quick, this is just a short match. Like, it felt really SmackDown-y. I guess that's the new term. Hashtag SmackDown-y.
The show felt like SmackDown-y, okay?
Except it was
which has nothing to do.
Bastards.
We have to bob away from the SmackDowny name, so it was funnier in my head than it was in practice. Sorry. So Rollins is sucking up to Kane in the back. He's like, "We can't be stopped. We need to get the band back together." And Kane's like, "You know what? Why should I help you after what you said about me?" And he's like, "This is about family." And I automatically got an immediate Fast and Furious flashback because he was talking about family the whole time. And he goes for the handshake, and Kane walks away. So, yay. Thoughts on Ambrose and Kane? Aaron, you didn't really give your opinions on it.
It was a match.
SmackDowny.
Yeah, I feel like we say those words too much. I think that's the problem with WWE is that matches that should have potential. At the end of the day, we just say, "Oh, it was a match."
Here's the biggest problem, Aaron and Ashley. I want to see if you both agree with me on this. WWE fans, by and large, are conditioned to believe that the only way a match can end is if you see all their signature spots and their finisher.
Yeah.
And in main matches at the top of the hour, matches that have more than one commercial break, and matches that are on a pay-per-view, there's at least one finisher kick out.
Mm.
That's what they've been conditioned to see. Why would wrestler A win with a clothesline when he doesn't use a clothesline? Which is funny because Ryback actually turned that around later on in the show, but we'll talk about that when we get to it.
It's the WWE video game mentality.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. So, actually, we were talking off camera about the reason I said Jamie Noble kind of disappeared. I know the answer why, but we'll talk about that in a bit. I actually have information.
Oh, just in case you're interested, because I don't think anybody in America can get... Is Superstars on the network, or is it still...
They took it off the network a while back because of, the contracts.
For those of you who don't want to pay for Hulu Plus, Lucha Dragons beat Bo Dallas and Heath Slater. Wyatt...
Well, wait a minute. No, Superstars is still on the network. I think that was Main Event we're referring to.
Yeah, Main Event got taken off the network.
Okay.
Yeah, Superstars.
Too bad I'm spoiling it anyway, because on Friday you should be watching, I don't know, Bellator, because apparently, former UFC champions get knocked out in 2.5 minutes.
I missed that fight, even though, it's not wrestling, but I heard it was, predetermined. There were a lot of fans.
There might be a reason, though, to watch Superstars this week, because it's Luke Harper versus Cesaro.
Oh, nice.
And it's said to be a pretty damn good match. Whether it's as good as Claudio Castagnoli versus Brody Lee from Chikara, I doubt. But, get your hopes up, kid.
And real quick before, that's funny you mentioned that, you're mentioning Luke Harper, because over the weekend at a house show in Saginaw, Michigan, is where Eric Rowan got hurt.
Yeah.
Oh.
So... It's the time now that people are, the schedules are, way too demanding. I understand, a lot of people say independent wrestling, they call them weekend warriors. I've heard that terminology before. But when it comes down to it, sometimes you can overwork yourself. And with the WWE's breakneck schedule sometimes, people don't have time to rest, and then they just get hurt on a random house show, and then they're gone.
Well, technically this week, Owens is going to be wrestling 4, possibly 5 times.
Yeah.
More probably 4, because he's got to get the flight to Japan, so he ain't going to be able to be on SmackDown next week.
He wasn't wrestling on Raw tonight, so I have a feeling he may wrestle on SmackDown this week.
Yeah, but I'm saying with next week's schedule, because I think there's NXT shows Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
And then obviously he'll be on Raw on Monday. So 4 consecutive nights. And then it's a couple of days off, and then he's got to fight in Japan for 2 nights.
Mm-hmm.
WWE issued a statement on the passing of Nature Boy Buddy Landell.
Good. I mean, they could have done... I think they'll do something on SmackDown, maybe a remembrance deal. I think they possibly will, but I mean, I don't know. It's anyone's guess at this point.
Yeah, well, for someone like him, like Ashley was saying, I mean, not to be rude to the deceased or the dead, it'd probably just be a graphic. I don't think it's going to be like a video package or, something grand scale like Dusty Rhodes.
I mean, they have all that awesome Smoky Mountain wrestling footage that they're not doing anything with. I wish they would bring that out on the network.
There's a lot of stuff they need to bring out on the network, and I guess I could agree with you. I mean, there's a lot of new stuff that's coming out on the network, which is great. It's probably the happiest months I've been as a subscriber because there's something new every week. But where is the other stuff that you have in your giant library of hours of wrestling and hours of companies that you own that I see people are talking on social media? Where's Nitro? Where's this? Where's that? Or where's all the Nitro? Where's all the Raws?
Well, the thing about it is they're picking and choosing what they want to put out there. Like, obviously, there's a market for, like, the Smoky Mountains and the world-class shows, and even, like, the Nitros and the ECW hardcore television. There's a market for that. But I don't know if there's enough of a market right now for WWE to justify putting it on the network right now. They're making people wait for stuff. And, I mean, that Smoky Mountain card is historic because, like I said, it sold out the Knoxville Coliseum with Michaels and Landell as the main event. That show had an undercard with The Undertaker versus Unabomb.
Mm-hmm.
And Ashley knows the significance of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Basically, I mean, they really need to put more stuff on the network. Like, I was watching, like, the stuff when it was WWE 24/7. I remember being a subscriber for that back in the day.
Oh yeah, I want to see that show come back for a documentary.
Yeah, I love that. I love that channel. I was happy when that was a television channel. I love the network, but I really wish they put more on there. I mean, I'd like to see some of the old AWA stuff. I'd love to see the old Smoky Mountain stuff. I mean, I'd love to see some of these film libraries that WWE owns, and they're doing absolutely nothing with except for setting up DVDs for future superstars. And they got Stampede's actual wrestling library. I'd kill to see those matches.
I actually just saw. It's not funny because what I'm seeing is just getting worse. But I actually just saw what you're talking about, Jamie Noble.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute.
That's pretty scary.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, things happen sometimes. It just does.
It makes me want to watch the final moments of Raw. I mean, because it seems like we're not there yet, so.
Yeah, we'll get to the primetime players in action next against the Ascension. It's funny because we had this conversation offline, and Ashley says, "Who are the primetime players facing?" And we're like, "That's probably the Ascension." And sure enough, when we get back from commercial break, it's exactly who's in the ring.
Well, it made sense because
there's no other tag teams left.
No, there's not.
Yeah, well, no, not that. Primetime, well, that too, but Primetime Players made fun of the Ascension. I think it was on Raw.
They made fun of every tag team. They're doing the New Age Outlaws shtick now.
Yeah, but you're not going to see the New Age Outlaws come back randomly.
It may happen.
And considering the storyline that's going on, why is Titus O'Neil Father of the Year?
Because Winter Park couldn't afford to bring anybody else that was nominated out, so they gave it to the one person that it could attend the ceremony.
But wasn't it decided by live tweets? I mean, tweet votes.
He's got a lot of people that love him in Florida, so it makes sense that way.
Yeah.
So a bloke has a tea party with his kid and is getting demonized by some cult sadist, and that doesn't make him Father of the Year.
We'll talk about that in a bit.
That was
Believe
great.
That, you dumb shit.
Okay, well, we'll talk about the Terminator in a little bit.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
We'll go there because I got a lot to say about that.
Oh, yeah.
I've got a lot to say about Aquaman being treated as the Terminator.
We are definitely talking about that because wrestling fans don't forget who was supposed to be the Terminator before.
Oh, God. Okay. So, primetime players in Ascension. The match was short, straight and to the point. Titus hits a spine buster on Connor, and Victor uses the knee to send him to the floor, and Darren Young hits the rolling elbow and the gut check and gets the pinfall. So primetime players win, and for some reason, I still don't understand why. It's not like they really have to worry about time, given the fact that they go 3 hours and 15 minutes every week. When it comes down to it, can anybody answer me why, when the primetime players were still celebrating, they played Sheamus's music and they announced him to the ring?
Yeah, it seemed like that was done for time constraints. Like, like primetime players, like, oh, we're going to turn lights on you, so you're not going to know where to go.
What time constraints? You have 3 hours and 15 minutes every week. You have as much time as you need.
Yeah, but Owen, who is Mr. Robot?
I don't care.
This is what I want to
about Mr. Robot. And
let's
I don't
talk
care
about this robot thing.
Commercials either.
Let's talk about this robot thing.
Alright, go ahead.
Twitch is a service about video games.
Yeah.
And if you try to stream anything other than video games on it, you get banned.
Okay.
So how come Who is Mr. Robot is allowed to stream the very first episode as a premiere 2 or 3 weeks before it's even on television, plus do streams where they're giving away money? That has nothing to do with video games.
No, it doesn't.
Ladies and gentlemen, Amazon sold out. You dumb shits.
Oh my god.
That isn't even Gaming with Ash. It gets worse this weekend. Oh, I tell you.
Good.
Man, I've had it with Who is Mr. Robot, who gives a crap about Mr. Robot, and yeah, hashtag that. Who cares about Mr. Robot? And then this weekend, oh my word, somebody's getting it in the neck again.
Oh man, here we go again. We're all on fire tonight, really. It's funny because if you would have been a fly on the wall in my house listening to the conversation we were having. It was like, and now we're like so fired up about what happened tonight, and not necessarily in a good way at all. So
yeah, and we're not doing it because where some fans or the fanboys of WWE would say that we're hating WWE. We're being realistic that one of the Wrestling Dirt Sheet websites just tweeted out, or a few minutes ago said, "What are your thoughts about Raw tonight, guys?" And I said, "Boring."
My response is, tune in at 11:30 and find out what I thought of Raw.
Yeah. I should have been watching Jurassic Park 3 on Sci-Fi.
No. No.
Because I've seen that movie 20 times in the past 2 weeks, which is awesome. Those movies don't get old. So.
And now Jurassic Park The Ride in both Hollywood and Orlando is being promoted with an actual website because Jurassic World is making like buku's dollars in the box office now.
On a quick note about that, they're making it seem like the ride is like it just opened. It's great marketing. They're trying to I guess get more people to visit that ride, because I guess anytime I go, it's not really a popular attraction, but now it is.
I'll tell you right now, save that, because we got a podcast coming up soon talking Universal, so no worries there.
Yes.
We will definitely be doing a Universal podcast soon.
Also, you could be watching Impact Wrestling, and by that, I mean reading the spoilers for the next 17 weeks for the upcoming tapings.
That'll take you 3 hours.
It's WCW all over again. It really is, because WCW used to film at both Universal and Disney MGM, and they'd film like 4,000 years of tapings.
Hey, but Dixie said they're not like WCW. Hey now.
Don't dream it's over.
I'm a TNA fan.
No, crowded house flashback.
I'm devoting a lot of time this week to TNA by choice.
Yes,
I don't have to. I'm doing it by choice. I have to work at 10 a.m. every single day this week, and I'm still devoting 3 days of this pop schedule to TNA. Today, as in, well, yesterday in this case, because yesterday's video. And obviously Wednesday, we're going to be somewhat live. We're going to be live. And then Slammiversary on Sunday.
Slammiversary will be live.
Yeah, it's the only thing that's going to be live.
Look, let's hope that's on a tape delay as well.
God. Aaron will tell us because he's going to be there live.
With the quality of that card for something that's being labeled as a pay-per-view, dear Lord, you get better for free on YouTube.
Yes, I haven't even seen and it's really weird how they're revealing the card. It's just like it's not on television with episodes that have been pre-taped months in advance. They're just revealing matches on Twitter, which I think is kind of odd because not everybody has internet access and not everybody has a Twitter. So, do we have to have a Twitter to follow Dixie and kind of see what happens?
Yes.
Like, a new X Division title belt for the 50th time.
It's green now. It's the same title. Green. It's just painted green now.
It's Oz green.
It's gonna really gel with Grado's yellow gear.
Yes. Yes.
What if it...
Give Grado the belt, so all those guys that have been in the company for years get crapped on by somebody from Scotland who's only there because Al Snow pissed him off.
To be honest, I look at everybody in that match, and I'm thinking Grado is going to be the new champion.
What if it has What if it has green? Because anytime they tape in Soundstage 20, it's like a petition to get Nickelodeon Studios back at Universal Studios.
Well, they would be one soundstage over, and that stage is now taking over
right.
the Blue group. So.
Right.
What if they did it? Just a left field thoughts here.
Hey, this title's green now. Be happy.
What if they did it to try and stress the fact that Jeff Hardy belt wasn't actually that bad a design?
It looks about as good as the butterfly belt.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, up next, singles action. Sheamus and Roman Reigns, a rematch from SmackDown.
Oh, God.
At least it's not Roman Reigns versus Kane.
This match actually wasn't bad. I liked it.
Oh, well, the match was okay.
Yeah.
The match only got good when creepy pasta started happening at the end.
Okay,
yes.
We'll get to that. Don't worry.
Yeah, I agree.
So, Sheamus hits the Irish Curse backbreaker 3 times in a row for a near fall. He goes for the cloverleaf. Roman punches out. He kicks him off. Single leg, and Roman gets to the ropes before the cloverleaf can be applied. Slingshot to the bottom rope by Sheamus, cloverleaf, but he gets to the ropes again. Clubs him in the forearm with the kidney, into the kidneys twice, and the third shot is shoved off into 2 back elbows from Roman. Roman rains down, pun not intended, the forearms, and hits the backdrop suplex. So he charges into a boot, he charges back into a back elbow, another backdrop suplex for a near fall, Cactus Jack style clothesline both men over the top to the floor, and this allows for the drop kick to the side of the head. Clotheslines him against the table, Roman gets back in, and this allows for creepiness to begin. Bray Wyatt on the Tron.
I'm a little teapot.
Singing I'm a Little Teapot, having in a room that is all dark except for candles, and he is having a tea party with someone off screen. Obviously, Roman thinks the worst, and he runs to the back.
I almost screamed because I was going to be like, I told you so. I knew they were going to have her in a storyline.
Oh, it gets better, because when the camera pans out, you'll see that Bray is talking to absolutely no one except for a kid's-size rocking chair.
Which is great. This was great. I liked it. Probably one of the best parts of the night. And it wasn't even a match.
Oh, it's not even over yet.
Yeah, I know. It gets better.
It's official. Roman Reigns' kid is officially the reincarnated image of Sister Abigail. Yeah, this is fact. I'm putting it down now. It's going in the encyclopedia. I'm putting it on Wikipedia now because nobody's going to change it.
God. So this isn't over. Roman's now looking for Bray in the back. He walks into this dark room we just mentioned, and he sees that the room is now littered with a plethora of pictures of Roman Reigns with the eyes cut out like it's a horror movie.
And the mouths.
And in red, blood red, mind you, it simply says, anyone but you.
Yeah, no, I was going to say the same thing on Twitter, but I saved it for the podcast. I knew you were going to say that. Everybody probably thought it was out of a scene of a horror film. It was really well done. It was just, like I said, one of the best segments of the night.
And it wasn't over because when he walked into the room and he saw this grotesque imagery, what you heard in the background was Bray singing "I'm a Little Teapot."
Yeah, where was that coming from?
It's Bray Wyatt. He has magical powers. Because he just does. Anybody that touches The Undertaker has magical powers.
Might have been behind the wall, because 10 seconds later you missed the Shockmaster bursting through it.
And Ole Anderson goes crazy. Okay, here's the thing. This segment was awesome. First off, Bray Wyatt shares my sentiment. Anybody but Roman Reigns. Now... No, but seriously, this promo was awesome. It was done so well, and this has put this feud, which makes no sense on paper, and now it is the most personal thing it could possibly be, and I'm loving every second of it. They're using Bray Wyatt to be creepy, which is what works really well with his gimmick.
It may have been the wrong time to announce the match again during the pay-per-view when the pay-per-view's not finished, but tonight with this segment alone, it sold me for Battleground, seeing Reigns versus Wyatt.
Yeah, but something else kind of ruined that for me, selling me on Roman Reigns. We'll talk about that in a couple segments.
I know it.
We get J&J in the back with coffee, and Seth shows up. He's like, how about one more for good old time's sake? And they're like, slap the coffee out of his hand. So he says that, once again, he brings up his Fast and the Furious line. He talks about family. He says, you're more than just my security, you're my friends. I need you. I'm your champion. So are we cool or what? And J&J leave. So again, Seth is a man without an island right now. We get a singles match up next between Adrian Neville and Kofi Kingston. This match had like 5 more minutes. It would have been really awesome. It was good for what it was doing. And apparently, I don't know when Xavier Woods decided he wanted to break out the most ginormous digital camera I've seen in a long time, like one of those huge DSR cameras that only like real super tourists from other countries bring to theme parks. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I thought he took that from
the guys from Amazing Pictures at Universal.
No, I thought he took the camera itself from one of the photographers.
He grabs the camera. And I guess I would call him the power of positivity, Rotzi, because that's what he was at the time. Wow. Yeah, it took a bit to come up with that one. So the satellite head scissors take over, dropkick sends Kofi to the floor. Primetime players come out to keep the New Day from interfering. They end up interfering anyway. The ref tosses them out, and this is allowing for the step-up enziguri from Neville. Heads up top, hits the red arrow, 1, 2, 3, match over. I really thought we were going to another 6-man, because that's what seems to happen nowadays. Because if people come out for interference, they're like, I know Teddy Long's not there anymore, but play it, we got ourselves a 6-man tag. So. Up next, we get the Battle of My T-Shirt collection, Wade Barrett and Zack Ryder.
Describe it, but, you know, I'll agree.
Ryder rocking the same gear he wore at WrestleMania, which is half Zack Ryder, like Zack Attack, Zack Ryder, and half Major Brothers. I thought that was awesome. And this match was short, straight and to the point, but Ryder got a lot of shine, and I had no problems with that. He goes for the broski boot, and basically Barrett powders to the floor. So he heads up top for the missile drop kick and gets crotched, and Barrett dims his running lights with the bullhammer, and all hail King Barrett. And buy his merchandise, available right now in WWE Shop. He has King of Bad News shirts now in both gray and red, and you can buy them on WWE Shop.
I saw that in the email today. Oh, and buy your tickets to Raw next week in Washington, D.C. if you want to see King Bad News Barrett, whatever his name is.
Buy your tickets to Raw in Washington, D.C. There are plenty of excellent tickets still available. About 1,000 excellent tickets still available. Jim Morrison and his weird naked Indian friend visited me in a dream.
If that show sells out after this podcast is over, WWE should thank us.
Yeah, someone gets me like pressed to NXT next time I'm in town. They have to pick me up from Universal and everything. That's only fair.
Yes.
Then we get easily the best promo of the night. John Cena comes out with the U.S. Championship, and he calls it the symbol of excellence. Last time I checked, Four Fingers was the symbol of excellence, and not the U.S. Championship, which isn't the same NWA U.S. title from back in the day. A super title for Super Cena. So, as the internet would say. But not me, because I'm not a John Cena hater like most people are. But I don't rock a John Cena shirt because, honestly, I don't like any of the shirts he's put out so far. Find me a shirt I like, I'll probably wear one.
Especially if it says Kill Steam Kill on it.
I got that shirt coming. Anyway, right now, there's Kevin Owens. A man that likes to make opportunities and take them for himself. He said, my time was up and his time was now. Owens put me out of commission and then assaulted... Ooh, excuse me. I can't even read my writing there. That's not good.
Go him, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow. He wants to take the title from me. Owens is a great wrestler, but he's a garbage human being. So he calls Owens a dirtbag. I don't know what year this is anymore.
Is he a teenage dirtbag baby?
Only
Does he listen to Iron Maiden, maybe?
Only Nate Webb knows for sure, Ashley. So I won at Money in the Bank, but I didn't win the war, says Cena. I may be accepting a fight that I just cannot win. What do I do? No, that's simple. And it's fair. But if I refuse, everything that Kevin Owens said about me is simply true. Hustle, loyalty, and respect is nothing but jargon created by suits and ties. So I'll fight. I can promise you this championship will not be protected by politics. I giggled a little bit there. If you want some, come get some. And easily one of the greatest wrestling themes in our time comes to play and Kevin Owens walks out. It's my ringtone, I'm not gonna lie. We legit lost a viewer when you did that, Aaron.
Owen, call him now. We want to hear this.
Well, first off, that's not going to happen because my ringtone is off because it is after midnight. So, no. So Owens comes out and he says, I guess I should be upset about what you said, but you know what? Truth be told, I'm not. I don't put value in other people's opinions. He really is me. I don't care what people think about me. I've been called out of shape and a slob. Like Ashley said, really nice slap in the face of Jim Cornette.
I actually like that he made those points, you know, because there's a lot of criticism to Kevin Owens on social media, so maybe he thought of saying that in the promo, or maybe like that was a shoot, or maybe the storyline writers put that in the script. So
seriously, Kevin Owens is a babyface that does heel things. He wrestles for his family. He's all about competition. I mean, granted, he does a lot of underhanded tactics, but he's basically a babyface.
Oh, speaking of underhanded tactics, even though everyone loved it, not one person didn't like. If anyone disliked Kevin Owens powerbombing MGK last week, then you needed that powerbomb too.
When that little twerp didn't sell the powerbomb right, he should have done it again.
Oh, yeah, God. Well, no, like I guess we pop up after pop up powerbomb now, going through a bed mattress.
Machine Gun Cena.
Did you have to open the war wound again?
Did we have to have MGK on the Raw pre-show tonight? Was that necessary?
Yeah,
Ashley brought that up too, and then he's like,
I forgot to mention it.
Go ahead, talk about it.
Well, Ashley first. I want to hear his thoughts on that.
It was a thing. Piss off.
Yeah, I know. It was.
I don't care about your shitty little talk.
No one does, actually.
It was at Glastonbury to play the slot that's been taken now because Florence and the Machine have replaced the Foo Fighters because he broke his leg. I will be supporting Kanye West at Glastonbury more than Machine Gun Kelly performing any concert. Because he's a Cena fan. It's because he's a crap musician.
I just called him a twerp, so that's all I'm going to say.
I mean, he was really on Raw last week to promote his new single, and then he was on the Raw pre-show to promote his tour because Corey Graves really wanted to know about, you're going on tour. Can you tell me more about that? Like, okay, come on, Corey Graves. You really don't want to know more about that.
I mean, he's a rocker, so I mean, I guess I can see that he might want to hear more, but he's basically just trying to interview the guy.
Yeah, well, it was
he's not relevant otherwise.
Yeah, it was for promotion
I
purposes.
want to hear more from Wiz Khalifa to see if he's still high on drugs.
I'm not going to throw glass stones in glass houses.
Glass stones?
Glass stones in glass houses. I've graduated from regular stones to pieces of glass that are in stone form.
Glass stones? Somebody's been with Wiz Khalifa a bit too long,
Actually, a glass stone is usually shaped in like maybe like a cylinder shape, basically.
What? You just call it what it is. A bloody marble.
It's a bong. I don't want to throw bongs in glass houses, but...
A bong? Oh my god. It truly is Wiz Khalifa.
As I say every single week, straight edge means that I'm better than you. Now...
Tell that to, what's his name?
RVD? Just kidding.
No, what's his name? I can't remember.
I'm not in your head right now, Ashley. I don't know.
He's the general manager. It was the general manager of Raw for about 4 seconds. Brad Maddox. There you go.
Brad Maddox is awesome.
He returned over the week.
A lot of people jumped to conclusion because he was wearing a hoodie and tights that he was ripping off CM Punk over the weekend. Yeah, I really love it when dirt sheets put out false information.
Yeah, no, I'm really starting to get annoyed.
He came out to cult of personality, he wrestled like Punk, and he got squashed by Jack Swagger. Only one of those things is correct.
Yeah, I mean, like, do we have to find everything to talk about that goes back to referencing CM Punk? Like, do the fans not understand that CM Punk is done with wrestling as of right now?
Apparently WWE are still like the jilted girlfriend that got left at the altar, because when it comes down to it, they were putting over the fact that they gave a WWE title to the Chicago Blackhawks for winning the Stanley Cup.
Oh, wow.
I'm sure Punk loved every second of that.
Yeah.
I don't care, click.
We got the cup. We got the cup.
Considering how buddy he is with some of the players, do you think he said, can you just let me have the belt permanently?
We'll find it in the fridge again.
Yeah.
Alongside the JCW title for Colt Cabana. Alright, so we continue. As we go off the hinges there. But an out of shape slob dirtbag left you laying at Money in the Bank. See, you care about all these people. I only care about winning championships. On day one, I took the NXT championship away. I want your title now. You call it the symbol of excellence. I agree. Now we're going to cheer the mighty Cena and boo the evil foreigner. Owens goes into French, and Cena's like, it doesn't matter what country you come from or what you support, it's because you're a disrespectful suckbag.
Is that even a word?
That's basic thugonomics right there.
Just be thankful.
And when Owens was like, to me it was like gibberish. I was like, whoa, what happened just now? And then I noticed he was talking a different language. I'm like, whoa, he's pretty fluent. And then my dad's like, well, that's because he's from another country.
He's from Canada.
Yeah.
So he's a French Canadian. So Cena basically utilizes all the different languages that WWE taught him for promotional purposes. And he goes into French, and then he speaks Chinese, and he says, this good old-fashioned Indianapolis Americans. Finally, a battleground. You want to fight? I accept. I will kick. your ass.
The Japanese was the best. He sounded so funny.
It's Chinese, not Japanese.
Chinese. Get
It's
it
Chinese,
right.
not Japanese.
Get it right.
Don't sound racist. Come on.
And then it turned into TNA because he just basically said with inflection, "I will kick your ass." The champ is here. Hey,
Okay.
so Cena gets referenced by EC3 on Impact last week, and now the retort is so Cena uses a Kurt Angle promo.
And Impact was pre-taped last week, so Cena must have been watching Impact.
To be honest, the channel was probably just stuck on it after Ring of Honor.
Yeah, Cena's got to learn some new moves. So yeah, he broke out the Code Red, or a version of it, at Money in the Bank.
Hey,
If Cena starts doing the Panama Sunrise, a certain talent is going to be pissed.
Hey, I saw a Code Red from John Cena. That's something I never thought I'd see. And sorry to all the internet fans that called it a Canadian Destroyer. That's a Code Red. Sorry.
Wait, there's internet fans? Oh, God.
Yeah, they're probably watching us right now. So yeah.
Yeah, like
Oh,
internet fans really count. Oops, did I say that?
Wow.
Oh, God. Oh, well, we're dead now. Sorry.
Speaking of things that don't count, we'll go into that in a minute. Triple H and Stephanie are talking. Rollins shows up, and basically Triple H's like, "Screw them, you don't need them." And Seth's like, "You know what? I feel like I damaged the family. You want..." basically, Rollins wants the guys back on his side. They're going to have to get an apology. The reason why Brock is set against Rollins is because Triple H and Stephanie think he's ready. But he's scared, and genuinely he should be. A smart man always has a plan B. A plan backup in this case. A foolproof plan. A smart man walks down the ring and apologizes, says, "I'm sorry. How bad do you want this family?" And Triple H, taps on the world title. Adding more, seeds planted that we get Rollins and Triple H at SummerSlam.
When Stephanie McMahon looked at Seth Rollins and she said, "You got to be the bigger man," she looked down. I thought that was a dick joke.
You never know.
I don't know, Aaron. Every time I spend a penny on one of those jokes, things happen.
If we can get away with child kidnap and bloody, or not child kidnap yet, but we can get away with, messing with somebody's mind and trying to, possess their child and turn them into Linda Blair on a PG product, I think you can believe that. Let's just say that, yeah.
Yeah.
We already had the kid that was not Billy Gilman singing "He's Got the Whole World in His Hands." Is that the next direction we're going? Is kidnapping Roman's daughter?
Oh yeah. And that one kid's like, "I got the whole world." Oh, that was great.
Yes. Oh my God. So it's
far,
like Jake.
this show has been more entertaining than Raw. Let's be honest.
It's like Jake Lloyd in not Last Action Hero, but Jingle All the Way, talking about Turbo Man.
Yeah.
Never break your promises if you want to keep your friends. So, apparently on SmackDown, Alicia Fox decided she wanted to suck up to Nikki and Brie and cost Paige the match.
Oh, sorry, suck up. I thought it was something else.
Ashley, you need a fan on you right now.
Yeah, I'm worried. I thought we'd have to call up YouTube and say, "Look, he didn't say that. Honest."
Notice we haven't talked about wrestling in a while, so it was time for another match. It was the battle of...
So we might as well talk about nothing.
It's the battle of the heels. There is nobody we can cheer for in this match at all.
Oh yeah. No, I was trying to even try to make sense of it for my dad because my dad thought I was just examining the match a little too much. I said, well, there has to be balance. There's no balance in the Divas division. And I was telling him what Ashley's been saying, and I believed it ever since he said it. Is that there's no balance of a true amount of baby faces and heels. This match was just so weird because everyone was a heel. We do not know if Tamina's a heel or a baby face. We do not know if Alicia Fox is a baby face or a heel. No, Tamina.
She's a heel. Tamina's definitely a heel.
Yeah. I cheered the appearance of the main boss from Luigi's Mansion on the front row. King Boo.
Yeah, there was a guy that literally had a Boo sign that was just a picture of the Boo Ghost from the Mario series.
Oh.
King Boo from Luigi's Mansion. There you go, Matthew. Put bloody Barrett's head in the final level of Luigi's Mansion. It's King Boo.
That ending to Botchamania provided by @AshIsMyNameUK. That's when we know we've made it, when we make it to Botchamania.
I made it. I made it.
Okay, this match was it was there.
It was a match.
Naomi hit a bulldog on. Go ahead, Ashley.
It was a thing that happened.
Yeah, I guess it happened.
Than herpes.
Naomi hit a bulldog on Bray into the middle turnbuckle, and for some reason the camera decided they wanted to linger on like the legs of Naomi. I don't know why. They just did.
That great camera shot.
It was like Jim Quigley back in ECW. So, Nick
was Ferrer a cameraman again?
Yeah, maybe. So yeah, this match ends real quick with a really awkward botch between Tamina and Bray. With Tamina basically had to knock herself off the apron.
Yeah.
Oh, this match was terrible. So Bray mode connects, rear view connects, rear view to Tamina inadvertently, the Luger forearm, and the total package wins again with the rack attack. Don't care. Match over. This happened, and this is what happened when Paige is filming Santa's Little Helper. Thank you, WWE Films.
Well, no, she's probably filming Tough Enough.
Well, she's doing both, probably, if I had to guess.
Damn, she's busy.
Well, Tough Enough is not necessarily being filmed live, but I know they're doing a lot of their post-production at Full Sail, so...
Yeah,
Let's be honest, they can't really film it next weekend because Jericho's sort of busy in Japan.
Just a little bit, yeah.
What is with that? Is Tough Enough going to be live every week, like with footage of them doing challenges, or like? It seems like it's going to be like a live reality competition series.
Kind of. It's going to be like split up between Full Sail and the Performance Center.
That's cool. That's different.
Oh.
Very different.
Okay, then we get to the BS segment of the night, which is, for all intents and purposes, going to stand for bad stuff. You know, this is the bad stuff of the night when, for some stupid reason, WWE thinks it's a brilliant idea to promote Terminator Genesis by using Roman Reigns.
Because, yeah, he looks exactly like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, no.
And we just had to find a clip of him saying the word back when Schwarzenegger said it. And basically that commercial that aired nationwide, so I guess it counts as a promo spot for Terminator Genesis.
It did.
Why?
Which I don't care about that movie at all. I do not care about that movie at all, and I don't think it's going to make much box office wise.
Yeah, no, it probably has it probably has a big following of the people who like cheesy lines from someone like Arnold Schwarzenegger, who is an action movie legend. I guess it's on paper.
Hey, The Last Stand is very underrated. Thank you very much. And I love Last Action Hero.
It is. I loved it.
What about Maggie?
I haven't seen it yet.
Everything that I've heard, Maggie is a very good film. So
I have too, but we have no access to it right now.
Maggie, ladies and gentlemen, is not the same as Maggle.
Escape Plan's not that bad.
Escape Plan was okay, but Last Stand is absolute brilliance.
Oh yeah, no, it's everything you want in an action film, I thought, and it's very underrated. But yeah, no, this I guess I got the fatherhood commercial, but why do we have to have Roman Reigns in a Terminator commercial. I don't get it. Even if WWE explained it to the fans, I don't think I'd still get it.
Real quick, before like I said, it's late, honestly, and I forget things because we film all the time. But yeah, you can see that review for Maggie up with Mad Max and Pitch Perfect 2 currently up on Pop right now.
Oh.
AJ gave it 2 stars. Anyway.
So wait, we have 2 Maxes in the movie theater. We have Mad Max Fury, which didn't do good as critics thought it was going to be, or experts, analysts said it was going to do, and now we have a dog.
Don't get me started about the stupid dog movie.
I got emails saying, "Do you want passes for the advanced screening?" I said, "Hell no."
No, I want you to pay me to watch it, and then I'm gonna spit in your face because you told me to try to watch it. The only reason I have to watch the crap is because I have to do the review.
Yeah.
Instead, do a secret cinema showing of a kids' film, which will pick 50% of the audience because they left their kids at home because they were told not to bring them.
Yeah, that plan just doesn't work inside out, does it?
Isn't that right, Odeon?
Oh, God. So, for the last time, Roman Reigns is Aquaman, not the Terminator.
Also, clarification. Inside Out is brilliant.
Yes,
but
it is.
The problem with your marketing is you screwed it up.
You'll see how brilliant I think it is when we get to our best of the year in 2 weeks. So stay tuned for that. Oh, by the way, Raw tickets are still on sale right now. Washington, D.C. Get them right now. Okay, Ryback and Mark Henry apparently was the main event. Well, it would have been the main event tonight, but there actually was more. So, yeah, we'll get to that.
Oh.
Ryback actually, in all essence, squashed Mark Henry. He really did.
Oh, no.
And he won with a top rope splash. The Big Show gets in the ring after the match is over because he was doing commentary in his very best, like, button-down shirt. And he yells at Mark Henry for losing. So Big Show's trying to Vince Lombardi Mark Henry.
Hey, Mark Henry.
So we get our interview segment in the back with JoJo. And JoJo is interviewing Ryback. And for some reason, the crack WWE television department decided to throw up the logo for Tough Enough for a split second before the promo started.
Because we have to promote it hard.
That wasn't where we're supposed to go, though. That's the problem. Ryback says he'll take on anybody and everybody. Winning the championship was all worth it. I will fight anyone, yada, yada, yada. Together we say, feed me more, and here comes the Big Show, and he says, I'm going to expose you for the fraud that you are. You're a little Ryback in the Giants world. And Ryback, of course, Ryback makes fun of the joke, and they brawl, and Ryback ends up sending Big Show into the the steel grate, and then tosses him into a bunch of metal poles, I guess.
Was that brawl supposed to get me excited or pumped? Because the brawls that WWE has on television are nowhere near where they used to have.
Can I just watch the bald guys fail and let the guy with hair win?
I'm a little Ryback.
I am the big guy. Here is my spouse.
Put it away, man. We don't want to see that on television. Oh.
Oh, my dad. Okay, Dolph Ziggler in action next. Okay, real quick before we get started, I want to bring up something that I just read recently, and I know this is one of those dirt sheet things. It's not a news with a Z type thing, but obviously there's a big rumor going around that when Dolph's contract is up, he's getting out of WWE finally.
I would be, obviously, it's a dirt sheet report. We don't know if it's true. But I would be happy for Ziggler because the position that he's in the company, they don't have everything. They don't have anything for him.
No, not really.
They really don't. He wants to be a comedian, I guess.
No, he's doing stand-up on the regular on off days.
Oh, so I guess that might be his new venture. But what if he showed up at TNA?
There's no what if. It sounds like a foregone conclusion because apparently a former TNA writer said that it's been in the works for a while now that Nick Nemeth is coming to Impact. I don't know what they're going to call him, but
Who?
I had to refer to him by his real name because he can't be Dolph Ziggler in TNA.
Oh my God, is that who they're? Excuse me while I eat. But
at least you're not falling asleep on camera.
yeah, it gives me energy. But
it's nice when it's not me for a change, Ashley. Sorry.
But is that who those promo videos are for? Because that was a weird promo video.
Did you notice that there was a yellow finger painted? So that's for a new knockout.
Oh, never mind.
No, that's not. Nick Nemeth is not going to be all about fire.
There was a yellow finger painted. This just sounds wrong, man. This just sounds wrong. Game over, man.
It was a yellow nail paint. Do not use Bill Paxton against me.
But really, it's been in work for a long time. Ziggler and TNA, that would be a big acquisition, I think.
I know TNA was trying to sign Del Rio before he is basically going to go back to AAA. I know they're working really hard to sign Rey Mysterio, and that ended up not working out. Dolph Ziggler would be a huge plus for Impact, and a Dolph EC3 feud for the World Championship would be pretty awesome.
Oh, yeah. And I don't think Dolph Ziggler would carry a big price tag as how much he wants to get paid as Rey Mysterio and Alberto Rio would. I think Alberto Rio and Rey Mysterio have their egos.
And they have Mexican pride, and they want to stay with AAA where they can make money and be closer to home.
No, but also, if that main event happened that you want to happen, Owen, AIW would be pissed.
Honestly, I can see if they do a story, not a storyline, but if they basically have Dolph Ziggler leave WWE and Nick Nemeth is on the market now, I think he would work out a TNA contract that he could actually do indie dates, and I guarantee you AIW would be part of it because him going to AIW is definitely something that I could see easily happening.
Yeah.
They could do that match in AIW, to be honest.
I have to agree. Amazingly.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. So, yeah, I can see Nick Nemeth joining Impact Wrestling and structuring his deal so we can work independence. And I think that would be awesome because they're not doing anything with Dolph Ziggler. But then again, if you were Dolph Ziggler right now and all you had to do was bump like a madman and get to make out with Lana on national television, you'd be happy with your life, too.
If I was him, I'm not complaining. Especially like when she takes her hair down and it failed.
We'll get to that. Lana finally comes to ringside this time, and they're facing off against the lost member of the Musketeers, Adam Rose.
She seemed a little off tonight in the face. She didn't have her lipstick on.
She wasn't wearing makeup.
Oh, that was it.
Because she did it was posted on Twitter. She had like an Instagram picture, and it was her without makeup.
Yeah, come on, Twitter. I didn't get any notifications today.
Yeah, she looked very normal. I liked it.
Yeah, no, I did too. She looked very natural.
Like I said, Adam Rose has his weird like Orlando Bloom and the Three Musketeers mustache, and he comes out with Rosa Mendez, and apparently, I like this Adam Rose because he's not about party. He's like avant-garde. He's like the fan that made fun of AJ for not liking foreign movies.
Yeah, but
that's what Adam Rose comes off like to me.
Rosa Mendez is terribly annoying at ringside.
Yeah.
Also, if she loves him so much, why did she suck his tongue?
That happens. You guys don't get real art. You get or real passion or true love, and then the sucking of the tongue is very awkward.
He's got new tights.
I like the gear. It's matching. It's black and blue gear. I think it works really well. And he was working a lot more like Leo Kruger in this match.
Yeah.
We saw the slice. We saw the vicious as all get out spine buster. That.
It's good.
I'm telling you, his spine buster is spot on.
Yep.
Okay, where are we? Okay, we're Dolph Ziggler and Adam Rose. Basically, him and Rosa both say, "I love us. Don't be jelly of us," and then they kiss and they nose nuzzle, and the next thing is basically he turns around and eats a drop kick while Rusev is watching on his crutches in the back. Scoop slam to Ziggler, drops 5 elbows, does a hip swivel, and does a good old-fashioned, old-school Hunter Hearst Helmsley bow. I like that. Using Ziggler's sleeper against him, and he backdrop suplexes out. Who knows how to counter a sleeper but someone that uses a sleeper? What are you saying?
Oh, no, I'm sorry, no.
I don't know what you're talking about, Aaron. Whee! What are you talking about?
I guess I missed Party Adam Rose, I don't know.
Oh, I like avant-garde, like, film theater major Adam Rose. And he's Adam Lynch now. I like that. That works.
Yes.
And if you notice, he's rocking the brother tights too. The Adam Rose Hollywood Hogan style tights.
Oh.
Perhaps he stole them off bloody.
It's klepto time all the time. Now. This is what happens when Owen hasn't slept very much. Now, he hits two.
If this is what it's like, I can't wait till Wednesday.
Oh, Jesus, Wednesday's not gonna. No, you can't wait for July 4th. Everyone wants to hear me on July 4th.
I just still can't believe they're going with it. Like, you know, I just couldn't believe when I saw on my screen 5:30 a.m. Eastern Standard. Like, it's a real time. Like, someone's gonna get up and watch it. Except me.
We raise our hands sadly and say it's us.
Keep in mind, for those of you that don't want to stay up, just don't watch the pop cast until after you've caught it on demand.
Yep.
As soon as it's finished airing, it's immediately the full show in its entirety will be available for you to catch on demand whenever you want.
Correct.
Probably they'll also repeat it later on in the night, because there's bugger all to put on apart from Saturday Night Main Event and documentaries of DVDs you already bought 10 years ago.
Now, real quick, in the unlikely event that I would have to work on July 4th, because it's time and a half after all, we will do the podcast later on in the afternoon. We'll do it. We're not gonna do it with the show live, but we'll just do it like that. We'll see. I'll know that schedule tomorrow, so I'll get back to you guys.
It's going to get complicated, because by your afternoon, that could be I'm not going to be here, because my afternoon is normally when I'm busy shopping. So.
We could always do it in the evening.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. It could be a backup plan for me, because we'll just have to keep each other posted on that, because I'm going to try to make 4th of July plans. I'm always home on 4th of July. I always want to go out.
Well, I don't want to go out. I want to work and make money. So we'll see what happens. So he fights out of the sleeper, like I said, 2 clotheslines with a leap and the big splash in the corner, reverse neck breaker, hits the heart stopper elbow, gets a near fall off of that. Adam Rose cuts him off with a jawbreaker, charging clothesline, slice style actually. Ducks the kick, goes for the boot, gets swatted off, goes for the name dropper, and it's countered exclamation point DDT into the vicious Rose spinebuster. Heads up top, and he dives off right into the super kick, and that's the end. So 1, 2, 3, match ends. After it's over, Dolph and Lana are left in the ring. Rusev is still watching. Dolph tries to take Lana's hair down, and it fails. It just fails.
And she was laughing about it. She's like, oh! It was just really funny.
It was funny because you caught her face when she was watching Adam Rose and Rosa when they were watching what they were doing, and she was like, oh, what are they doing? This is weird.
Yeah.
So they make out for like forever, and Rusev is fuming, and he gets so mad he tosses the crutches to the floor. And then he falls down clutching his ankle because, of course, he screwed his ankle up because he threw his crutches. And then we see very familiar, gorgeous legs up to a very shapely body, and it is Summer Rae. So this is the program that is built for me.
Yeah,
and
because apparently the Miz is an idiot.
Rick is watching like in awe at Summer Rae, and deservingly so, of course, it's Summer Rae.
Yeah, no, lately she's looked. I mean, I never got this reaction from her.
I have since day one. I've been a Summer Rae fan since day one.
Until Divas, she sounded like a bimbo to me, like a dumb blonde. But I was like,
that's because she had a script and a lot of her stuff was edited out.
yeah, but
Summer looks at Rusev and says Lana's not worth it, and hands him back the crutches.
she actually tweeted. She said, what did she say? She's like, who cares? Everyone needs a. No, what's the big deal? Everyone needs a helping hand every once in a while, or something like that.
It's very true. It is very, very true, without a doubt. Okay. Real quick, we're going to go into the final segment. What I take from this, apparently J&J think they're Yoda. The Authority are together. Rollins is the face of the WWE. He's the champion largely because of everyone involved. And this is when the very familiar, if you watch the pre-show, like apparently everybody on this panel but me does, you get to see the green screen yet again. For not just a minute, but a few minutes.
I think the crowd was booing with that, because when it happened, I heard the crowd boo. So maybe they saw it on the screen.
This is the only way you're trying to see what's actually happening backstage, and their reaction is, oh, yeah, have a technical error.
I thought I heard rumblings from the production truck when Triple H and Stephanie were talking before they went off to a commercial break. I thought I heard.
You did.
Yeah, I knew I did.
You did. That guy was being fired pretty much on the spot. Rollins is under a lot of pressure. Kane would understand this because he's been world champion. JB Noble's been world champion, but that's another story altogether. So.
Oh.
Like Samoa Joe said during his promo on his final Ring of Honor show, every world champion that's in a big company right now has held the Ring of Honor championship.
So true.
Strong, yeah. Jay Lethal, well, he actually won it, so yeah.
Yeah.
That's really good for Jay Lethal, though. Win the ROH championship.
Hang on, I'm trying to think.
Or if not winning the championship, spent considerable time in Ring of Honor.
Drew Galloway hasn't been Ring of Honor champion.
I don't think he's ever worked in Ring of Honor.
Exactly. So, you know. That is wrong.
But he's Evolved's champion. I'm talking about televised wrestling.
He's also Dragon Gate's champion.
Again, I'm talking about televised wrestling.
Hey, if the rumors is to be believed, that could be WWE very soon.
And you never know. So Triple H.
What about Paragon? Oh, they don't have a champion yet. Hang on, I'm trying to think. Who's the Prince Puma hasn't been champion.
Ricochet's been in Ring of Honor though before, hasn't he? I'm sure he's done at least a show.
He might have done a show, but he certainly hasn't been champion, so that is officially wrong.
You do realize that he really would have fit Special K back in the day.
Ring of Honor champion.
All the main world champions have been through Ring of Honor before.
He may want to have been Ring of Honor champion, but yeah.
The Triple H and Stephanie tell J&J and Kane just hear him out. So this is how the show ends. Rollins comes out and says it's easier to pretend you're right than admit you're wrong. It's very true. I have to be the bigger man and admit that I was wrong. Calls Kane out. He comes out with J&J. Calls them his foundation. This has nothing to do with Brock Lesnar, I promise you. Apologizes to...
Segment a 4 out of 10.
Yeah. Apologizes to J&J and calls them his role models. Wants them a part of his family.
That kid from McLovin.
And then for some reason he calls them Joey and Jammy.
Joey, Jimmy, Jammy, Jamie, Jimmy.
He apologizes to Kane. and he calls him his favorite WWE superstar of all time.
He's in my Fave 5, player. He's in my Fave 5.
Oh my God. He wants him back in the family as well. He's like, what do I have to say? I'm practically begging you guys right now. Will you please take me back? He extends his hand.
Justin
Brock.
Bieber is begging them.
Don't start that because that's stupid anyway. He looks nothing like Justin Bieber. He says...
More like Sigourney Weaver.
Well, more than Bieber, I guess.
Yes.
Brock and Heyman come...
Come to rhyme with it. Because nobody wants to look like Dennis Weaver. Let's be honest.
God. Brock and Heyman come out. Brock stares all four of them down. Kane and J&J leave Seth to be alone with his own devices. He eats 3 released German suplexes. Goes for the F5. Kane stops it with a goozle. Brock walks into a choke slam and a goozle again for another one, but he knees his way out.
Hold on. Did you just say Brock Lesnar got chokeslammed by Kane?
Yeah.
The Brock Lesnar got chokeslammed by Kane.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that when I saw that. I was like...
Big match that's suddenly going to materialize on the July 4th house show in Japan.
Like, another thing, too, like, what is it?
Raw comes to you from Washington, D.C. Tickets are no longer available because the scalpers bought them and put them on sale again. The tickets are still available.
For $1,300 for nosebleed section.
And you know, what is the world coming to? We start Raw off with Kane, and then we end it off with Kane.
Yeah, they're building the Kane and Lesnar in Japan.
Could have been worse. Actually, no.
I don't know what this does to the tag match. I mean, you could do Dolph and Barrett, but who does Cena face now?
Cena comes out and talks Japanese.
He's turning Japanese. I really think so.
I tried that. It failed rather easily. But that's another story for another time, and certainly not on camera. So they beat down Brock Lesnar, and Lesnar basically still standing, but eventually they ended up attacking him from behind. They clip the knee out. They jam his leg into the ring post. Kane grabs a chair, hits him in the leg with it. They put the boots to Brock, and Joey grabs the foot. Oh, real quick, while this was going on, Brock took out Kane early on here, and then he took out J&J before any of this started. Brock ends up picking up Jamie Noble, and he runs him hard into the security barricade. Jamie Noble disappears completely from all of this. It's just Jerry Mercury, Kane, and Seth Rollins beating up on Brock Lesnar. Reports are stating now that Noble was stretchered out and received oxygen at what happened during this.
And WWE did put out an official statement, so, you know, don't listen to the dirt sheets entirely, but, you know, this time they might be true because, you know, there's photos and video footage of it and GIFs of, you know, the injury spot, but WWE did put out a statement and they said official word that they're waiting for word while Jamie Noble's being examined.
Like 2009, basically his in-ring career ended in a match against Sheamus, so...
And this wasn't even a match, so this is pretty scary. And if you need oxygen, it's pretty scary. Now, when I saw the injury spot, it doesn't look that bad. But
sometimes the things that don't look that bad are the worst, honestly.
Yeah, it was the camera angle. I think the people standing behind that barricade probably felt it.
I would say so.
But then again, you know that's Lesnar. If you're gonna work, work a segment with Lesnar.
So we all hope for Jamie Noble's return to, I guess say to action, but we hope that it's not as serious as it could be.
Yeah, no, just stay as an on-screen character, and hopefully it's nothing worse than what it's seemed to be online.
I mean, we wish nothing but the best for Jamie Noble, without a doubt.
Definitely.
So yeah, it's sad because we've had to throw a lot of somberness into this podcast. I mean, sometimes just like real life gets in the way, as like some people like to say. So it's like it's foregone conclusion. Sometimes this stuff happens. Accidents happen every day. Look at Joey Mercury. He's lucky to be alive.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this basically ends with Rollins hits the top rope knee strike while Kane and Joey hold him. And there's another choke slam. They feed him for the pedigree, which looks horrible, by the way. And that's how we end the show. Yeah, Rollins needs to stop using the pedigree. I understand why he does, but I mean, I really wish he used the Avada Kedavra because it looks a lot more lethal than the pedigree, but I understand that it's basically building the building blocks to Rollins and Triple H, presumably at SummerSlam.
He really does need to stop using it, though, because it just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I don't know how that's supposed to build up a possibility for Triple H versus... I mean, I understand why they're doing it, but just for the Triple H versus Seth Rollins purposes, I don't know how that's supposed to build it up. You can build it up a different way.
You have to give him another finisher because he can't use the Phoenix Splash. He's not using the Avada Kedavra, the small package driver, no way. So,
you know, like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, like, but give him a finisher that is clearly, you know, Triple H's. It's called the pedigree. You can't call it something else. I mean, it's still the same move, but
there's no reason to, because basically he's showing homage to Triple H, and then eventually it's going to be Triple H's undoing. This edition of Raw, I mean, if you skipped it, you wouldn't have really missed much. There was a couple of things I would say go back and check out. Go back and check out John Cena and Kevin Owens promo. It's definitely worth seeing.
Agreed.
I wonder what the SAP was for the bit in French.
Oh, God. I can tell you it's funny because I was watching it uncaptioning, and it basically says speaks foreign language. That's all it said, speaks foreign language. And I was like, okay, that's nice, thanks.
Wow! Insensitive bastards!
I will say this, and it's weird for me of all people to say this, but Sheamus and Roman Reigns was decent. I mean, if you have any match to go back for the show, that would probably be it.
Or the Divas match. Just kidding.
Dolph and Adam Rose was interesting, and Wade Barrett and Zack Ryder was a short little TV match, which worked well for me. So, no R-Truth this week. I'm not too upset about this.
I kind of am. He made me laugh so hard 2 weeks ago.
I mean, he's a nice guy. I know this for a fact, but I mean, still, I don't care. And when I don't care, I mean, I'm trying. Like I said, I gave up on WWE for a while and only watched Impact and NXT, and that was it. I know what you're saying. Oh, and NXT is part of WWE. Yeah, I know, but it's not the same show. It really isn't. None of the storylines are the same. I mean, sometimes they bleed through, but
totally different breed of people on the roster too. They're more driven.
Sometimes they bleed into, like right now with what Kevin Owens is doing, coming out like doing promos about the U.S. Championship, but still, I mean. And if you this last week's NXT, there was a really awesome video segment on Finn Balor that was done so well.
Oh my goodness! Oh yes.
And Joe and Owens one was a good way to whet the appetite of what is next to come. And we got that 6-person tag match I've been talking about for months now. So yeah, check that out. Go watch NXT.
And Hideo Itami, I guess, is coming back. That's good for him.
Yeah, he'll be back in October, apparently.
No, but they said he's advertised to appear on this week's show, even though that was taped.
Yes, he's going to explain that he is going to be back in October.
Oh, that's okay. You spoiled it. Just kidding.
Yeah, basically, the internet kind of did that. Or people that were lucky enough to be at Full Sail that night.
Yeah, and get their tickets for the July 10th shows, and that's already sold out.
They're already sold out. Yeah, exactly. The only way you're getting
available for that show, but Raw in Washington, D.C. at the Verizon Center, tickets are still available.
Tickets are still available, so if you want to sit in the nosebleed section so high that you could touch the ceiling, you're more than welcome to go to Raw in Washington, D.C.
Those tickets have to sell out.
I never thought that Mike Goldberg would come in handy, but tickets are still available.
Oh, God.
Michael.
And I can tell you right now, if you want a ticket, you could totally get those tickets right now on Ticketmaster.com.
They will be available even tomorrow.
They'll probably be available even on Sunday.
Unless you're listening to this next Tuesday, in which case, one, you're a bit late, and two, tickets aren't available.
Tickets aren't available because the show was yesterday.
Before I guess we come to a close here, but I wanted to ask, what was the mistake that Michael Cole made? Because the show was so boring that I couldn't make out one.
Ashley, go ahead, because you caught that and I didn't.
They're so noticeable.
Oh, good. Not just the Jimmy. No, it was the Jimmy Jammy was the other thing. The other big mistake. Apparently, when Sheamus was going for the cloverleaf, Sheamus was going for the ropes to try and get out of Sheamus's cloverleaf. Cue Inception horn.
And breaking news, if you right now at this very moment are on Ticketmaster.com listening to this and you want tickets to the Verizon Center for Monday Night Raw in Washington, D.C., and you are a family of 4, you can get $45 tickets in Section 209, Row 8, Section Seats 13 through 16, currently available right now on Ticketmaster.com.
Like the returning...
Item number 1874 there on the Pop QVC channel.
Yes. We're going to put it on stretch pay!
and like the returning Don West says, it's insane! Because obviously Don West is back in wrestling now, which is kind of...
We're only going to do it for 10 callers. Just 10 callers. We're going to get this amazing deal. We got Kenny on the phone. Sorry. I've been watching a lot of old Don West on YouTube lately. Real quick, if you just want one ticket, just one ticket, it's $30, and you're in Section 218, which is not the upper deck. It's not the upper deck. It's the upper deck. Actually, no, 218 is in the upper deck. So yeah, you can check that out. Seat 9, Row D, Section 218, if you want that $30 ticket to Raw in Washington, D.C.
Hell, if you've got it, take a WWE Popcast site and see it.
Yes, there we go.
Drop it down onto the below.
Now if you need 2 seats, just 2 seats. Section 212, Row D, seats 5 and 6 for $45.
Wow. Someone actually, someone tweeted, no, not to us, but someone tweeted, someone I follow. He said, I tweeted Kevin Owens 4 months ago and called him out of shape. Then he blocked me. So he does care about what people say about him. #Raw.
You got 3 people? Section 208, Row 8, seats 6 to 8. So, if you want to bring a baseball team of 10 guys, Section 419, Row E. $30.
Stepping up to the plate, seat 207.
And I will say right now, if you can also still get the official platinum seats currently right now for $400 per ticket, Row B, Section 6, seats 9 and 10. $800 if you want to watch Raw.
Donald Trump, if you're listening, that's the closest way that you and your wife are going to get to sit in some seat of power at Washington, D.C.
That is incorrect. But you can get Section 6, which is basically on the right-hand side of the ramp. Row B, seats 9 and 10 for $400 per ticket.
actually thinking about it, row 9 and 10, you might be able to get your kid, hugged by John Cena or something.
Possibly. So yeah, that's what we've got this week. So don't forget to get your tickets for Monday Night Raw next week in Washington D.C. That's the point of this podcast tonight.
Yeah,
Get your
that
tickets
was
for Raw.
whole topic. Yeah, that was the whole topic.
If we buy tickets from our recommendations, do we get like a referral bonus?
Yes. I accept Universal Orlando gift cards. Says the guy named Sir Owen Disney. I'll let you wrap your head around that. Hey, I gotta spend a lot of money on Halloween Horror Nights merchandise. I need as much gift cards as I can get.
Thank you. Thank you.
So yeah, Raw was a miss this week, but we got 4 weeks till Battleground, and Battleground will be in Randy Orton country, so that should be fun. We still don't have a card really yet. We're starting to slowly build one. We got the Primetime Players against the New Day, that rematch. We got the 3-way for the Intercontinental title, Ryback defending against Big Show and The Miz. We've got officially Kevin Owens and John Cena 3. So this is interesting because this is the rubber match, and I thought this would go to SummerSlam, but now I'm thinking Owens beats Cena, Owens goes to SummerSlam, Owens faces Lesnar. Don't know how we're going to build to that in 4 weeks, but I guess we'll find out soon enough.
We will.
If you look at the tapings, the NXT tapings over the past week, it does not say either way if Owens is going to still be champion after July 4th. I think there's a good chance they may swerve us and he could still be champion.
Well, they might not.
It makes too much sense for Balor to win in Japan. I guess we'll see. So I didn't throw out the hashtag tonight because we're just having so much fun here. Putting over the Raw in Washington, D.C. next week that tickets are still available.
I was the only one that threw out the hashtag.
I went into my Don West voice, which I love so much. Yeah, WWE Popcast. If you want,
hashtag who cares about Mr. Robot? Come on.
Yeah, hashtag who cares about Mr. Robot. I believe the word is Smackdowny. Hashtag Smackdowny. That's a new one for this week. And hashtag get Owen to bed because it's super late. Real quick, I want to thank you guys and girls out there for joining us. Anybody that was watching live tonight, thank you. Anybody watching on archive, thank you. Anybody that's helping to spread the word about Pop and this brand new rebirth of the Popcaster revolution, we 100% appreciate this. We're going to get to 100,000 views before the week's over, and that's a great milestone for this channel.
Wow.
We're still kind of far away from that 1,000 subs, but I mean it'll come eventually. I mark my words, it will, because word of mouth is a wonderful thing sometimes. It can make a movie, it can kill a movie.
Hang on. How else are we going to get our subs from Subway if we're that short?
I don't eat Subway, so that's not going to matter.
Oh, okay.
Subscriptions, Ashley. So we got our subscriptions. Hopefully we get those up soon. If you like what you're hearing tonight, we have a blast here. Whether the show sucks or whether it's stellar, we still have fun talking about it. And this is not the only time you're going to hear the three of us on this podcast. Oh no! This Wednesday night at 11 p.m. we're going to be going live right after the live to tape Impact, which is going to be at my home away from home, Soundstage 20, Universal Orlando.
Clarify. It's live, people.
Yeah.
No, it isn't. It's live.
Live to tape.
She never lies, except she always does.
Oh, God. And Aaron is going to be there live, so he's going to give us a live event perspective. So that should be something we have to look forward to.
Oof. Yeah, no,
And-
I'm pretty excited. Yeah, to me, it seems like a pretty good match card. It's actually a good match card for Wednesday than Slamversary.
And we're going to spoil the crap out of a lot of upcoming shows, so that's not going to be a problem either.
Some of the matches Wednesday should be taking place at Slamversary, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
without a doubt. So we've got that coming at you, and we have another podcast coming at you, a TNA Slamversary podcast. That's going to be coming live. I think we're shooting for 11 p.m. as well. Aaron is coming back from the event, and once he gets back, he will join us on the chat. So Aaron will be a little bit late for the podcast, but he'll still be there giving his live event perspective of what happened, and also talking about what happened, the live event perspective of the previous days, if he's able to attend those as well.
Mm-hmm.
And Halloween Horror Nights, we don't have any news right now. Hollywood basically announced that John Murdy said there's not going to be an announcement until at least July, and everybody's upset about that. Hashtag be nice to Murdy. And Orlando, basically, they're kind of waiting, I'm guessing, till next week to make an announcement that's going to make everyone scream. So we'll talk about that, and Owens marked out in the history of Halloween Horror Nights since 2012, obviously. But that's another story from another time. Universal Popcast coming when we get some more information. Obviously, Jurassic World took the world literally by storm over the last couple weeks, even defeating Disney at its own game. So Disney and Universal battling for the box office this year, and I'm really curious to see what Disney does next, because it sounds like they're going to close One Man's Dream. They're going to close the magic of Disney Animation. Hollywood Studios, a shell of its former self. I'm really upset about this. We'll talk about it another time.
Yeah,
so not the end of the
That's
Raw
right.
Podcast.
Close a museum that's built after the whole freaking guy that started all. That's a great idea.
We'll talk about that later. No worries. So that being said, real quick programming note. So it is now Tuesday that you're listening to this video, most likely, and unless you're watching it late, then I'm sorry. Sip and Snack is actually going to be running tomorrow because of the way the scheduling is running. Sip and Snack will be Wednesday, and I said I was promoting cereal. I got something else in mind this time around. So my mom kind of brought some drinks my way, so that's going to be focused, including something that I've been promising on this channel for a while now that's actually finally going to happen. Dew Shine's coming to pop on Wednesday. And obviously that means that Wednesday will be your live Impact Wrestling Popcast, and that's going to be at 11 p.m., and you can check that out. The archive will be up on Thursday while I work 10 to 12. And then on Friday, AJ's movie reviews will be tackling the new releases of the week. Ted 2, that stupid dog movie, Max, and probably Kumiko, the Treasure Hunter. There's a lot of limited releases coming your way very soon. Saturday, Gaming with Ash returns. It sounds like Ashley's going to return with a vengeance. And Sunday, brand new verses to end the epic month of June with Spielberg is your cryptic comment. So that's what we've got. And real quick before we go, obviously, once more, thanking everyone for tuning in tonight and whenever you're watching this live or archive. The chat room, everything, not really hopping tonight. It's okay. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. It's going to take a bit. Totally understand that. We just appreciate you guys listening and enjoying what we've got to say. So we know there's a billion wrestling podcasts right now. We're just glad that instead of a podcast, you're choosing a podcast. So that being said, before we go, I want to shoot out a message to Ashley. I want to thank Ashley for joining us once again. You can find him on the Twitters, the fire-breathing Twitter machine at Ash is my name UK, and also he's going to be starting up regular segments on Sticks and Flicks, located at the SNS Radio Network, and you can find him on Twitter that way. Ashley, you have anything you can say about your other show, which is the Whole Indie Show, which is also located on the SNS Radio Network as well?
Yeah, Whole Indie Show will probably be reacting on the whole Jay Lethal news, and we got a big weekend possibly coming from PWG, mainly because we don't know what the matches are, because it's good old mystery vortex. Apparently the plural of vortex is vortices. Thanks, Excalibur.
Sweet. And Aaron, of course, everyone knows you have a plethora of ways to be gotten a hold of via social media. You can be found at Mr. ENT92 on Twitter, and run off your rest of your group as well.
Yes, and also Mr. Entertainment 92 on Facebook, just like the page, and also on Instagram, and Mr. Entertainment on Livestream, Vine, and Wrestling Amino, and obviously when I'm at TNA tapings, you can catch some video when I can sneak it in and some pictures, but I'm not going to spoil the show. You're going to have to get the spoilers somewhere else. I'm just going to post stuff from at the tapings, because some wrestling fans do care about TNA and want to know what's happening when I'm at their tapings live. And thanks to all the people that are following me on Twitter. I hit 1,000 followers over the weekend. It's awesome.
Congrats.
Yeah, thank you. And that's about it. Thanks for tuning in tonight, guys.
Absolutely. And once again, if you like what you're hearing, keep spreading the word, and you can do so by liking our Facebook fan page here on Pop. It's under Sir Owen Disney Pop, or search for Sir Owen Disney and Pop if you want to search for it manually. While you're there, friend request me at Owen Disney. If you want to tweet me, I can be found on the Twitters at Sir Owen Disney. And last but certainly not least, if you want to talk wrestling with me, either WWE or TNA, NXT, if you want to ask me personal questions I can't answer on here for good reason. If you'd like to become a podcaster yourself, or if you have travel questions for me, you want to talk Halloween Horror Nights, 'tis the season after all. Or if you are a theme park or professional wrestling podcast and you'd like me to be a part of your program, you can do all this by sending me a quick email, sirowendisney@gmail.com. So once again, Aaron, I want to thank you for joining us yet again.
No problem. It's always a pleasure.
Ashley, once more, realizing it is super early for you right now, or super late, depending on how you look at it. Thank you once more for joining us.
Yeah, it's daylight outside. I have to deal with that because it's the longest day. Damn you, droids!
At least it's not Alaska. Now, that being said, it's been a lot of fun tonight. It's super late, and I got to work in like 8 hours. So thank you guys and girls out there for watching. And until tomorrow, boys and girls, that's all we got to say about that.
Tickets still available.